And now it's time for a preview of an upcoming game by Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, today we're taking a look at a preview of a game called Burning Suns. Burning Suns is this box might seem kind of small, but Burning Suns is an epic space game in which you're going to take an alien race and really customize that alien race in various ways and try to use different things to go and conquer other alien races, to take over them, and to become the dominant alien force in the galaxy. There are other games out there like that, but this one is very different than other ones that I've played. Let's take a look. As I say with all my previews, everything you see here is in component form, and there is a lot of components in this game, and a lot of things. For example, the ships here, they're looking to make these into plastic ships, and there's a lot of thin cardboard. Some of this artwork is completed, and things will be done. This is just to show you a little bit about the game. My second caveat that I have here is that there is a ton going on in this game, and there's no way I can show you everything. Do not use this video as a way to play the game. I just want to give you kind of an overview of how it works. One of the coolest features of this game is right here. You're going to pick your alien race randomly, or pick it depending. And an alien, this is basically made up of three things. For example, here we have the United Insectoids of the Eclipse. The first part, which might be United or Assassin or Nomadic or Merchant, these are basically give you, as the game progresses and as you get points, or in this game antimatter, you will get special abilities and special actions that you can take over the course of the game. The middle one here, Insectoids or Templars or Terrans or Guardians or Changelings or Cyborgs, tells you the stats of your ships, gives you ways to upgrade the different ships that you have, and basically gives you leaders, they're called, that you can use during the course of the game. And then the third one here, of the Eclipse or of the Outer Rim or of Eternity or of the Rebellion, basically has modifiers to the different actions that you will take over the course of a game. So here, let's say I'm using the Merchant Cyborgs of the Rebellion. So this gives me these three leaders. So I have some leaders here. I see that I can upgrade my Dreadnoughts once, I can upgrade my Fighter Squad once, and I can upgrade my troops twice. It shows special abilities I have over here. At the beginning of the game, I get an extra 2 crystals every round. Crystals are used in this game as a resource. If I get to level 1 here, I'll get another 2 crystals per round, so I'll get 4 total. And then I'll have the ability to take an upgrade or 8 crystals for free, or to steal an upgrade from an enemy, as long as I roll 1 through 4. And so things get better and better as time goes by. I'm not very good at exploration here of the Rebellion, but I am a little bit better at warfare, or not warfare, but have good special abilities and ways to hurt other people. Now you're going to be building a map here, and you're going to take a color of your choice. So in this instance, I'm the green ships, and there's different style ships. You'll start with some ships, and you'll start with some troops, and you'll start with a home planet. And you can build the map any way you want, although the rulebook is going to have plenty of different ways. And this isn't even that neat the way that I have it right now. But these planets will start out there. You're basically forming a symmetrical map. It doesn't really matter how you build it. 2-player maps are easy to build because it's easy to make a 2-player symmetrical. But you'll have different planets out there. Uninhabited planets that you will colonize and then turn them over. Inhabited planets that you will either conquer or use diplomacy, and you'll be flipping them over. And so there's different sorts of planets. And then there's hostile planets, which you got to be careful, because when these get flipped over, they will have dark ships, and they will be coming after you. Now over here, we have 2 important tracks in the course of the game. Here we have the antimatter track. On the antimatter track, every time you attack an opponent and win, or defend against an opponent and win, whenever you win a battle, so it's a big deal to win battles in this game, you'll go up 1. As you hit these red spots here on the antimatter track, you get more special abilities from your thing. For example, as the merchants would have gotten more special abilities as time goes by. And when you get to a certain spot, 12 or 15, depending on the number of players, you'll win the game. Above here is the Galactic Market. And there's one of the actions will allow you to go to the Galactic Market, where you can get things like these mercenary ships. You can get buildings. These buildings can be placed on planets and upgrade that planet. Maybe this one, for example, here is +1 crystal every turn. So this one's giving me 1 crystal. Now I have 2 thanks to that building. Other ones here can be used to upgrade. For example, this says +2 to the first attack. And I might decide to upgrade my fighter squadrons over here in my alien race. So now all my fighter squadrons. So you can basically upgrade the different kinds of fighters and things that you have, although they start different depending on the race that you'll use. Now the game is going to progress around this here. Now what these are there is going to be 12 different actions that take place over the course of each round. At the beginning of a round, these are essentially shuffled, and then they're placed like this. And the reason that the shuffling matters is because this action will happen first, then this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. On each of these, there are spots to place your leaders. There are more spots when you play with more players, but you'll be placing these leaders on these different spots, almost like a worker placement game. Once everyone's placed their workers, either here or maybe sometimes you can place them on your board, you'll then go through each of these different actions and take care of the action, whatever it might do. So let me give you a real brief overview of actions. Battle lets you attack other people. Bombard is a way to go after planets. As assault, attacking with troops. So basically, you're going to warfare if you want to fight other players or take over planets. Exploration, explore lets you flip over planets to see what they are. Jump lets you move your ship. Scan is a way to get artifacts. You're like searching for artifacts. There's artifacts in the course of this game over here, and these can give you special abilities and things that will help you over the course of a game. And you can take them from the top of the deck or take a face-up one if it's one that you want, as long as your scan comes out successful. If your scan doesn't work so well, at least you'll get some crystals out of it. So these are ways to basically improve your alien race, and each alien race has a specific number of artifacts that they can have. For example, my guys here of the Rebellion, you can see that they have an artifact capacity of 1. They can explore. When they use the explore action, they only get 1. When they jump, they can move 2 fleets, 2 spaces. While you can see that different things are different here of the Twilight Sun, they're very similar, but if I had picked of the Eclipse here, they can explore 2, and then they can hold up to 2 different artifacts, while the Outer Rim can hold up to 3 artifacts and explore 3. You say, well, that's not fair. Well, that's because everything else is different on these. Their civilization costs are normal, while here of the Void, your civilization costs will be X minus 2. So there's different special abilities that have to do with these actions up here. Other special abilities, you can use one of the abilities that you have, one of your special abilities. You can recruit more people, and there's different costs for the different ships. You can go on a mission, essentially send a leader out trying to destroy something of your opponents, and that will often be the leader that's there. You'll roll a die and try to get the numbers that are shown on that later. And then you can construct new buildings, new units. Recruit soldiers, construct new units. You can try to take over a planet by diplomacy, or you can colonize planets that are basically just free for colonization. So there's all these different abilities, and they're going to show up in different turn orders each round. In that recruit phase, you're going to be recruiting agents, and agents are very similar to artifacts, except that they're different people. Like here I have an assassin and a traitor that I can recruit. And there's all different kinds of things. An architect and a smuggler. And these guys will give you a special ability, but they also can be discarded for an even better ability. So you're basically using agents. And if you have an agent who might be leaning towards your faction, you can even steal him from somebody else. So there's really a lot going on in this game. The game is going to be using 8-sided dice for combat. Low rolls are good, as opposed to many games where the higher roll is better. There's all sorts of different planets. There's even smaller systems. You might have noticed here, these can be put here. They're not actually a system you can take over, but something that you might have to fly through to get to the next system. There's lots of different artifacts. There's lots of different agents. All of this comes into play because you are trying to get your antimatter track up through various ways, mostly warfare, but there are other ways to also increase it. And the first person to get to the total is the winner of the game. There's a lot of good things that can be said for Burning Suns, but I think the number one thing and the most fascinating thing about this game is the variety. The total number of different alien races is vast. I mean, you're multiplying the number of the 3 different combinations by each other, which gives you hundreds of different combinations that you can pick, hundreds of different aliens, and that's pretty cool. And then when you take those aliens and have the ability to upgrade their ships and to add different agents and artifacts, that even extends it out farther. So if you like variety, if you want an alien that no one else uses, this isn't generic my ships against your ships. Ships are going to be very different from each other. Combat's pretty simple, and I like how this game favors the attacker. The attacker gets to shoot first, and so this game promotes not just sitting around and turtling, especially since you want to get out there and get into fights to get your antimatter levels up so that you can, well, win the game and give you more special abilities. There's a lot of different ways to hit each other, not just from attacking, but from sabotaging people's buildings, from taking planets, causing unrest on other people's planets, and then they have to basically spend actions to get rid of that unrest. There's the different ships, hiring mercenaries, using crystals. You'll have so many options on a turn. It's really going to be almost mind-blowing. I said the variety was one thing I really liked about the game. The other thing is how that action selection works. I like worker placement games. This worker placement game where you're placing leaders is cool because the order of how the actions come up is a big deal. If building units comes up before attacking, that can completely change how a round plays. And so, you know, if I'm about to attack you, I'm hoping the attack comes up before you can build up a defense. And I like that. A lot of back and forth in this game, and it plays nicely back and forth even between 2 players. Obviously, you're going to be attacking each other. There's not the negotiation, obviously, in a 2-player game that there is. And another thing I didn't mention when I was going over the overview, you have these, each side has alliance cards, which you'll be able to use to make alliances with other players. Now, you have to be kind of within a range of that person to keep that alliance intact, and you can't attack them, or you can have an uneasy truce with them. But once you have alliances with other players, you will get special benefits and bonuses, which is a pretty cool concept to the game. Each alien race is just so different than the others. So there's a lot going on in this game. The game is currently on Kickstarter right now, and you want to back it and get those components up to the highest quality that they can be to play a really epic space game, Burning Suns. In just a second, we'll show you the link on Kickstarter so you can back it. Well, here it is.
Thanks for watching our review today. For more information about board games, as well as the #1 board game audio podcast, check out Dicetower.com for reviews, interviews, and more. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.